The last time that I interviewed you was right after Motocross of Nations 2018. Does that day still sting?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Red Bull, Michigan! We're the Americans. Barsha in 13, Eli Tomac in 28th position. We've got our work cut out for us, America.
Coming to that weekend, we expect that the Americans could show some speed, but the Europeans right now have very high level, and that we all could see at the Nations.
Yes, we did it again, strong in America. Yes!
We did show we are faster than Americans. I think they hopefully stop talking about it. Finally, we smashed them this weekend.
What do you think? We're getting a riding school here, so you should pay attention.
On the American side, there is just less good American riders. Top. Filippo and Dungey also showed up at St. John d'Angely, and they also made it work on a track that they couldn't race on because it was too slick and no grip. And the European level is raced, big time.
We're trying to find a way to improve the way we do the team and all that, and it's not been easy. It's not a huge priority for most people in our American racing community. The Supercross Championship is the #1 goal.
Motocross is not a financially sustainable proposition for most teams or riders. In the United States, Supercross is the forefront of two-wheel racing. I mean, there's no way that Americans with the program that we have currently can ever be competitive against the Europeans.
I've been doing this for almost 20 years, shooting motocross, promoting the sport. Chad Reed, James Stewart, Ricky Carmichael, Villopoto. American motocross is not what it used to be. The domination of Americans is gone. Does motocross matter anymore? Why is it important? I don't want to lie. The truth needs to be told about where we are.
To me, it looks like the rear is moving much more, and especially up those hills, he got way better driving.
He said it feels harsh and the bike is sketchy. In here, it's harsh, but then it unloads on it.
On all the big jumps and stuff, it's okay, and you can get inside, outside, no problem.
You guys just won the Supercross championship. How much more weight does that have than going out and winning a motocross championship?
The Supercross title is basically the ultimate championship in off-road racing. It pretty much pays the highest premiums to the rider. Contract money, championship money, race win money. And then after that, it would go to MXGPs, and then our motocross series falls behind that. So the premium is put on Supercross, then the GPs, then our motocross series.
If I win a Supercross championship versus an outdoor championship, I'll make close to $1 million more on Supercross when it's all said and done. It is hard to sit here and justify motocross. What's that motivation in that?
Do these guys even want to ride the outdoors after Supercross? Because motocross kind of seems like an afterthought right now, I gotta do the outdoors.
We are maxed out on races. I mean, if you see right now how much we're racing, it's 30-some weekends. By the time all these races are done in 2019, you're already way far into preparing again for the next season. I don't see how that is healthy for any of us.
I don't know if it's the outdoors. It's the unfortunate part they go Supercross first, and then it's like, oh, now I gotta go race outdoors. Not because they don't like it, but they truly don't get any off-season nowadays. I think it's just too much. That's what their point is.
I love motocross. This is what I grew up doing, and I have more experience in. And it's really refreshing going to outdoors now. If there were to ever be Supercross only, I would still go out and ride some motocross. First off, it helps me with Supercross, and vice versa. but I think racers' careers would be longer if there was a little bit more of a happy medium. Why have the last, I don't know how many champions retired at the age of 27? You know, I feel them.
I think even mechanics, it's harder to be with your family, where the shops are, where you're going. How do you even keep a family at the amount of weekends that you're gone and what they go through? Like, I know with Kenny this year, we made a decision like no Monster Cup and no donations.
When you look at the GPs, they had 5 weekends off or 4 weekends off at one point, you know. It's like non-existent here. That's kind of what makes it cool over there. The racing just doesn't feel like such a job, you know?
I was feeling nostalgic last night, and I put on Any Sunday, and I watched the whole thing. It seemed like everyone had a motorcycle in Southern California then. The Elsinore Grand Prix, 1,500 motorcycles lined up along the streets. That was 1971. That doesn't happen anymore. Why?
With kids today, there's so much instant satisfaction with social media and not having to go out much. Basically on Xbox, if you want to climb some mountain or you want to play a tennis match, you can do everything and pretty much win, you know? And it seems like loading up your dirt bike and sitting in the car for an hour to go ride somewhere has become a chore, you know? Whereas before it was like all part of the fun. It was doing something, it was being active, was being outside. For a lot of kids like me who struggled in school, I loved motorcycles and my parents used it as like a tool to motivate me, and it became basically like the love of my life. I love being around motorcycles. It's my job, it feels like a hobby, and I can only imagine what it could do for other kids.
I will go up against anybody on this. Motocross specifically over Supercross, when you take weather, conditions, how much you're racing, your heart rate, the intensity, not to mention a horse that weighs quite a bit underneath you, there is not a better athlete, hands down.
There's something about this sport that just keeps me going too. I don't even ride. It's just the people, the excitement. What is it for you? What is good about motocross? If you could...
Racing, the intensity, the feeling that you have from racing and motocross it's so intense, and there is also the danger factor that makes it feel good. It's nice to feel danger and to get close to it. You know, hopefully you don't get too close. It's physical, it's mechanical, and for me, it has basically given me my whole life, the things I've done and seen, the people I've met. I have met really, really cool people, and I've worked with really good people, competitive people. Just even walking together with competitive people makes it feel good, you know? It's also a sport where you cannot fake it, you know? You're gonna have to take the pain, you know, you're gonna have to deal with bad conditions, weather, sand and mud in your face, and feel uncomfortable, and dealing with all those things, I think it's what makes it special, what makes it, you know, attractive. You have to be really honest with yourself. You cannot just expect that you're going to succeed without putting in the work.
30 plus 2. That should give you a little wake up and feel the good smell of race gas and find your groove. Plus, I know you guys will maybe start off a little mellow, got to bed the track in. I already had complaints it's too wet. Zach first, then Coop, then Marv, and then El Hombre behind. All right, let's do this.
We forget about just a few years back when Jason had been landed on. When Cooper crashed on the last lap, if he had just finished that race, we would have won the Motocross of Nations.
You know, I do think the Europeans right now are unbelievable at motocross, especially Jeffrey, Caroli. Like, it really is scary. But for me, the motivation for motocross is just winning. The best thing that ever happened to me was getting my ass kicked tremendously the last 2 years. I appreciate winning so much more than what I used to, and I see what it actually takes to win at a 450 level and the sacrifices you have to make.
Come on, Zach! Smooth it out!
The American spirit is about winning. They dominate in a lot of things. That's what attracted me to this country, the way people think and do things. Do I believe that they're gonna just steadily get worse and worse and worse? No way. No way. These younger kids coming up will fight back.